First off, I gotta say congratulations on this film. I'm obsessed with the first one, so when I heard that there was gonna be a part 2, I was like, you know, I don't know how it's gonna, like, what is gonna be told in this story, and I was really surprised and just how good the story was. So what was the process of writing this script? Like, did you guys already have the backstory from the first one, or just create it?
I think we felt that where we left off at the end of the first one, it was very natural where the story was going to go, right? Yeah. With a potential sequel, right? And so so we kind of started that. That was the initial seed of what the second movie storyline could be, and then from that we just sort of expanded on it. You know, we thought about you know what direction we want to take it, how far to take it, how much we want to explore the mythology we had set up in the first movie, and so you know we were lucky in that we had a good template. You know, we had a good direction as opposed to starting from scratch.
Yeah. I mean, if you stick with the characters from the first film,
yes,
there's only really one story you can tell.
Yes.
So in a weird way, instead of sitting there going, wow, what story are we going to tell? We had written ourselves into a corner where it's like, okay, this is the story we have to tell. What variations on that?
Yeah. I remember that Lee and I initially we talked about this, and we put everything on the table, and we tried to think of how many different storylines we could come up with. And the one we kept coming back to was the one we ended up going with.
Mm-hmm. And I loved how it was just like a couple days later from the first.
Yeah.
Like you had no time to just like relax and like months go by. It was none of that. And I also read that you said making The Conjuring, influenced this film. So in what aspect did it influence you?
It's funny because I made these 3 films all back to back, and so I was living in this headspace, and Insidious 1 influenced how I made The Conjuring, and then making The Conjuring influenced how I made Insidious 2. The thing that I took away from the Insidious films is, it's pretty strange, it's pretty surreal, it's pretty quirky, but that is what makes it unique, right? With The Conjuring, I couldn't really stray too much because A, it's based on people's true story, and so I couldn't really stray out of the traditional haunted house tropes too much, because if I did, I wasn't honoring their stories. And so with Insidious 2, I felt I can do that again. I can go back and do visit this sort of very stylized world that we created in the first movie, and basically play with that. And so that was really cool, And also the fact that I got to come back to these characters that I loved from the first film. That was what made it really fun for me.
Yeah. Last question, what do you think it is about things from the past? Like even the theme song of Insidious, the Tightrope on the Tulips, like it's so creepy. What do you think it is about things from the past that just creeps everyone out in a movie?
Well, I think when you're talking about things from the past, subconsciously you're talking about things that are dead. Like these are echoes from the past, whether it's a photo of somebody who died in the early 1900s or a song from that time. It evokes this feeling of things that are gone, and I think that helps with a film like this. It helps it more be creepy.
It helps set an atmosphere, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Whatever it was that was haunting my family, it's not done with us.
I know what happened. I went into that place to get our son back, and something evil followed me. Get out of my head!
There's someone standing in front of you. He's talking to you.
What's he saying?
He's got your baby. 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 He's got your baby.
Hey,